What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the first video on this channel that I'm recording. My name's Alex, and I'm just a regular guy working as a digital marketing specialist after getting my mass communications degree. I graduated with my mass communications undergrad degree about a year and a half ago, and for the next few minutes, I just want to explain and give an overview about my mass communication degree, the experiences that I've had, the knowledge that I've attained, and how I'm using everything I've learned in the past 3 to 4 years of mass communication in the digital marketing industry and what I do today as a digital marketing specialist. If you're a mass communication major, you want to be a digital marketing specialist, anything that has to do with those fields, just stay on the video, and hopefully my experiences, everything I've gotten, and just some things I know will help you decide if this is what you want to do and if this is the industry and field you want to be in. So yeah, let's just get into it. So like I said, I graduated about a year and a half ago from Georgia College with my degree in mass communication. So a lot of people look at me funny, or they used to look at me funny, when I would tell them that I'm a mass communication major. So if you're here and you don't really know what mass communication is, well, let's just go to good old Google and see what the official definition is. So the all-knowing Google defines mass communication as the imparting or exchanging of information on a large scale to a wide range of people, whether that's digital, print, broadcasting. There's a lot of different ways that you can go with the mass communication field. Basically, at my university, mass communication was broken into 4 different focuses. There's strategic communication, which is PR, marketing, advertising, social media, print and journalism, radio, and production and video. Throughout my major, I did a focus hybrid, and I studied strategic communication and journalism. So pretty much all my classes were either about PR, marketing, advertising, social media, the research that goes into that, and print and journalism. When I first started working on my mass communication degree, I had no idea what I wanted to do or how I was going to find my way, my path in the mass communication industry. Although I could define my major and do my best to explain it to people, I didn't really know how I was going to mold what I was learning and make a career out of it with so many different options available. That's why I tried to be involved and associated with as much as I possibly could to gain experiences, knowledge, and skills that would translate into the real world. And if anyone is wanting to become a mass communication major and make that into a career, that's one of the first tips I would tell anyone is when you start, try to be involved in as many student organizations and clubs as you can. Now, I say I didn't know what I wanted to do, but in the beginning I thought I did. I love sports. I might be obsessed, but let's just call it passionate. So I thought I was going to go to school, get a mass communication degree, and then hop, skip, and jump my way into some type of PR, marketing, or advertising role with the Atlanta Falcons or the Atlanta Braves. Disclaimer, it's really not going to work like that. But since I started in a sports niche, that kind of paved my way for college jobs, experiences, and internships. My first splash into the mass communication field was I started to work as a sports journalist at the student newspaper at my college. I would basically write 1 to 2 articles a week of anything related to the athletics at my school, whether it was features, recaps of games, specific statistics and how it translated to upcoming games or schedules. That was everything I was writing about. I was an all-around sports journalist. Any sports story I could get my hands on, that's what I'd write about. Now, like I said, I love sports and I enjoyed writing. But after talking with journalism professors at my school, I discovered that being a journalist didn't exactly translate to a prosperous and good-looking bank account in the future. So that's where I kind of decided that being a mass communication major who solely focused on journalism and specifically sports journalism wasn't really what I wanted to do once I graduated. Mostly because I love money and I wanted to live a comfortable life, and at the time and still currently, that's just not something I thought I could pull off being a sports journalism major. But just because I knew I didn't want to be a sports journalist, that didn't stop me from going every week, getting my articles, writing, and really refining my journalism skills and becoming a better writer. And actually, after my first 2 semesters, I was promoted and took on the job of head sports editor for the paper. So once I took on being the sports editor for the student newspaper, that brought on a whole new wave of responsibilities. I was now not only writing articles, but I was brainstorming 7 to 10 sports prompts a week, delegating the prompts that I would come up with to other sports journalists and writers who were up under me and writing for me, and I would help them write their stories, and then I would copy edit, rewrite their stories with them on a weekly basis and get the sports section ready for print. Once I worked with the writers and we got all the sports articles finalized and submitted, it was also my job to design the sports section of the paper. And when it came to designing the sports section, we used Adobe InDesign. This is basically where I started to learn about the wonderful world of Adobe Creative Suite by using Adobe InDesign for the design of the sports section. And I'd like to mention that having Adobe Skills is an absolute game changer to employers, especially knowing what I know now from being immersed in the digital marketing industry and seeing how everything kind of works. But like I was saying, managing and creating and designing the sports section of the paper while also editing up to 10 articles a week exposed me to Adobe InDesign, Adobe Photoshop, Illustrator, pretty much almost everything inside the Adobe Creative Suite. I was using these Adobe products to make statistic infographics, different graphics for the paper, player cutouts, just anything that I thought would make my section of the paper look good, be aesthetically pleasing, something that the consumers and readers would want to spend their time looking at, and essentially something that I myself could be proud of down the road to show to future employers. Let me kind of backtrack a little bit. This entire time while I was working as the sports editor, which was about a year, I was also serving as the PR chair for my fraternity, strategic content writer for the school's PR agency, and social media manager for the athletic department. One semester, I was also the media content and statistical manager for the NCAA Ray Guy Award, where I got to go to the Home Depot College Football Award ceremony and meet Baker Mayfield, JT Barrett, Saquon Barkley, Bryce Love, a whole bunch of people, but we'll just save that story for another time because that's a whole internship in itself. But anyways, while I was getting my mass communications degree, I was serving in 4 different student organization executive positions. All these positions taught me different mass communication skills that included journalism, strategic writing, content generation, social media management, graphic design, and public relations. And to be honest, it was a lot going on. It was definitely more than a lot of my friends were doing, and it was probably more than the average college student wants to put on their plate, especially while, we all want to party and have a good time and not spend so much time working. But in my mind, I was trying to become a master of the mass communication field and make sure I had my hand in as many of the skills that I thought would come in handy later down the road. And knowing what I know now, if I wouldn't have put all those skills together, I probably wouldn't have the digital marketing position that I have now. In my interview, I had all these skills, internships, job experiences listed on my resume, but my current employer was most impressed with my time as serving as the sports editor for the student newspaper. They liked my experience in writing, managing, and working in a fast-paced environment that included writing as well as managing others below me. They also liked that every single week I was working on a tight deadline to not only work with 7 to 10 different writers, get their stories together, but also push out the paper, obviously, on a deadline. Now, of course, the other things helped too, the internships, the other positions I held, the experiences. But my time working as a journalist was just something that kind of set me over the top from other people who were interviewing for the same position I was. Essentially, working as a journalist and as a managing copy editing journalist propelled me into the digital marketing specialist role that I have now. And on the daily, I handle tasks that include website copy content, where that's basically my company sells a website to a business or someone who has products and services. I go in, I interview them, figure out what kind of tone they want to have, kind of from top to bottom, find out all the information I can, and I construct their entire website content. Clients' blog material, I do the back-end SEO content for meta titles and descriptions. So when we sell the website and I've written their copy from the beginning, I can take all that information I already know and basically utilize and propel their metas from the foundation up, giving them a better search priority. I also do everything that goes along with the world of Google. That includes analytics, ads, search console, and their ads management. At one point, a few months back, I was doing our social media management for our social media clients. And I also do our clients' paid Facebook, Google My Business, and Google Ads. So if you look at all the responsibilities that I have now as my daily tasks as a digital marketer, it's more geared towards strategic writing as opposed to journalism. But my background and experience as being a journalist set me up to be a strategic SEO content writer that I am. While we're sitting here, let me look up exactly how many websites and blogs I have written. Okay, so in my basically a year and a half, 2 years of working and being the only strategic writer for the company, I've written 109 websites and 104 blogs. Websites are usually between 2,500 and 4,500 words, depending on how many pages the client has on their website, and blogs range from 1,500 to 3,000 words. That's a lot of freaking words. I don't write blogs as much anymore. Now I'm only kind of doing 2 a month for a specific client who requests me to write their specific blogs. And since I'm managing a lot of paid search now and running a lot of different paid advertising, it was kind of hard for me to get it all done. So that's why the social media was taken off my plate, as well as some of the blog writing. But some clients request me to write their blogs. Don't mean to toot my own horn, I guess, but hey, they like how your boy writes. What can I say? But essentially, I am the only website content, blog, copywriter, strategic writer in the office, and it's pretty nice. I like having that role. It's definitely something I enjoyed it. Anyway, that's kind of a broad overview of my daily life as a digital marketing specialist. With the way digital marketing is evolving and moving, especially in 2021, I would not steer anyone away from a mass communications degree, especially if your focus is in strategic communication or writing or digital marketing. However, I will say in my own personal opinion that mass communication majors who focus on digital marketing and strategic communication, there's going to be so many more options and possibilities for you once you start your career. And the most valuable assets I think that agencies and companies are looking for now for mass communication and digital marketing majors is their ability to write effectively for Google's algorithm and SEO concepts. Thinking about making more videos about the mass communication world and the specifics of different focuses, whatever different people are deciding they want to do with their mass communication degree. So if you have any questions or you want to ask me anything specific about my time as a mass communication major, any of my positions I held that were related to journalism, PR, advertising, marketing, social media, go ahead and comment that below and I will probably respond to everybody since this is my first video and maybe like a few of you are going to watch it. If you enjoyed this video and you want to learn more about digital marketing, the mass communication major, and other things that are associated with that, just go ahead and like the video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll be coming out with more helpful knowledge that has to do with the entirety of the mass communication industry and field. By subscribing, you'll basically, just be updated as soon as I have updated content on this channel. So I appreciate it. All right, everybody. Well, until next time, I will just catch you on the flip, I guess. All right. I hope that wasn't weird. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching.